Recently, I did a video outlining the 4 reasons why I play tabletop RPGs. Now, I didn't mention it in that video, but that's not an exhaustive list. It's just kind of the major reasons, some of the major reasons why I play tabletop RPGs, and in line with that, why many RPG elites play tabletop RPGs. There are many other reasons besides the ones that I gave, but those were kind of the bread and butter, the foundation. Well, today I'm gonna flip the script on you, and today I'm gonna talk about 4 reasons why I don't play tabletop RPGs. And it's the same deal. These are just like the major reasons. There are others, but these are the major reasons why I do not play tabletop RPGs. And just so you know, it's more in line with these are the things that do not motivate me at all to play tabletop RPGs. Or my reasons might be the antithesis of these, which is why they are not motivators for me to play tabletop RPGs. Now, if this is the first time that you came to the channel, I want to welcome you aboard. This is RPG Elite. This is a place where I focus on putting the RP back into RPG, and how I do that in my own inimitable way is by giving you tools, tips, tutorials, and real talk. That last one, many times upsetting people, but it is what it is. So let's get into this. My 4 reasons that I do not play tabletop RPG. Let's get into this and roll them. Now, as we go through this, I am going to be referencing certain RPG Elite qualities that tie to this, so you can just kind of see how this all plays out. Now, if you're not familiar with the RPG Elite qualities, I will be having the links for them down in the description below, because there's a whole series on the RPG Elite philosophy and each quality within that. All right, so the first one is I do not play tabletop RPGs for social connection. I don't do that. Not me. I don't play for that reason. You know, recently I put a poll up, and in that poll, I was asking how people experience tabletop RPGs. And I asked whether it was face-to-face, online, solo RPG, or, you know, online, or maybe there was solo, you know, just old school. And I said, which one do you experience the most? Like, you might do a couple of those, because I do almost all of them, but which one do you experience the most? And a lot of them were saying face-to-face, right? And there were some who were saying online, but they would prefer face-to-face. Okay. Now, if I were to ask preference instead of experience, I would guess that, you know, from that would be most people would be face-to-face. However, there was 12% in that poll who said solo. And it harkened back to the days where tabletop RPGs was for the nerd. It was for the outcast, right? It's for the introvert. Okay, well, things have changed, apparently. Unless these people who are still identifying themselves as introverts but need other people to play a tabletop RPG, you're not an introvert. Me, my preference to play a tabletop RPG is solo. That's my preference. And my preference is that because every single time I sit down, I get the exact experience that I want. There is no guessing. There is no, you know, oh, we're gonna have to explain this and that. No. I get the exact experience that I want. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. 3 to 4 hours of just having an absolute awesome time in ways that is very hard to get with a group. And plus, that just doesn't motivate me. I'm not motivated by that. That's why I don't go to conventions. I don't go to conventions or play any games. I'll never play a game at a convention, ever. I don't play with strangers. I just don't. I don't play with strangers. I don't play with people who haven't been through the vetting process. Now, if there were a whole bunch of like RPG elites or elite squad, you know, getting together and it was going to be near a convention, whatever, you know, depending on the situation, I might stop by, you know, just hang out. I'm not playing any games with them, but I just might stop and just hang out and just be like, yo, let's do this. Go out to eat, you know, walk around the convention, hang out, talk, have a good time. I like that, but as far as playing tabletop RPGs, I don't do that for social connections. There's a whole bunch of other things that I can do to socially connect with people. Go to a movie, invite them out to eat, play some board games. You know, those are great social connectors, but not a tabletop RPG. Nah, I don't play for that reason. Just not. The next one is that I don't play tabletop RPGs to hang out with my friends. I hear this one a lot, and it might seem like it's like the first, but it's not, because in the first one, it's just social connection, period. But the second one is that, well, I'm just doing it to hang out with my friends. I just don't do it. I don't do that. Number one, I don't use that term friend lightly. So I don't have a whole lot of friends. I know a lot of people, but I'm not gonna call all of them my friends because they're not. So there's that. But as far as my friends go, then they gotta fall in line just like everybody else when it comes to playing tabletop RPGs. I'll give you an example, 2 examples from my life. Number one, you guys have heard me talk about Jim. Jim is the one who has inspired the character that I'm creating in the series that I'm doing right now with Sentinel Comics RPG. So he was with me from the very beginning back in the day, right? He was there. If we were to play today, I would not play with him. Jim has a totally different philosophy. He would think that I'm just being too picky, you know, and all the rest of that. And even though he would not like it, he would admire the fact that that's what I do, but he doesn't like it and he wouldn't like it. And we're just not on the same page when it comes to that. I wouldn't play with him. And I love him. Y'all know that's my brother from another mother of a different color. You know what I mean? I do just about anything for him except play tabletop RPGs with him. We're just not on the same page. I love the dude, but we're not on the same page. So, you know, I invite him to play some games or something like that. Now, let's take my wife. My wife has never played tabletop RPGs in her life, didn't even know what they were until I came into her life. And I never asked her to play tabletop RPGs. Never. I never once asked her to play. But she told me that after watching us play live, because we used to meet live before the whole COVID fiasco, then she said, you know, I think I'd be interested in doing that. And so I said, okay. I mean, you know, it took a couple times to prod me, but I was like, oh, you serious? Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's do this. She's my best friend. And the only reason why I'm playing with her because I'm teaching her how to play. And of course, in that situation, then I'm teaching her how to think like an RPG elite. I'm teaching her the approach. I'm teaching her the philosophy, all of this stuff. And, you know, in general, just teaching her how to play. Okay, that's a different situation. Those are people I will play with because I'm teaching them, new people like that. But I'm not playing with new people when I'm not teaching them. No. And my wife would be no different, but, you know, she's my best friend in the world. You know, there's nobody on planet Earth that knows me better than she does. My mama didn't know me like she does. So there's that. So yeah, I don't do it to hang out with friends or to hang out with family and stuff. Nah, I don't do that. You have to, it's RPG Elite quality number 5, again, just like the first one. I just don't play with any and everyone. There's criteria that needs to be met. There's an experience that I'm going for, and family is included in that, and friends. And if you don't meet the criteria, I'm not playing. I don't play to see if I can make the most powerful character. I'm not a min-maxer. This is not it at all. You guys know it's about the story. Right? That is what it's about. But min-maxers or power gamers, they don't care nothing about the story. They're more concerned about really themselves than they are about the story, you know? And for them, what is fun is to make the most powerful character. Okay, to me, that's one-dimensional and shallow in terms of the characters themselves. And just about every RPG elite that is truly one will say, yep, I don't play with those people. They're just not on they're not in my wheelhouse. I don't play with them either. You know, I'm not sticking my toe in the pool, so to speak. Man, when I start off with a character, my stuff has to be mid-calf deep. You know what I'm saying? Then, as the character develops over time, we're going deeper and deeper. Yeah, well, with those people who make these kind of 1D, shallow, banal characters, yeah, they're just sticking their toes in the pool, and that's it. That's about it, because they're kind of playing tabletop RPGs like a board game. Okay, well, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not a motivation for me to play. I look at it this way. Power gamers, they like to make non-interesting characters so they can be powerful. And RPG elites like to make interesting characters who get more powerful over time. Maybe. It's all about the story. And without interesting characters, you have no story. If you have no story, there's no RPG elite on the planet who's going to play that game. And that's just the way that it is. And so that's why making the most powerful character is not a motivator for me to play tabletop RPGs. I don't play for that reason. It's not even on the radar. I don't use tabletop RPGs to try to fill a void in my life. Now, there are a lot of people who play tabletop RPGs who either ignorantly or just because they're just not going to admit it, use tabletop RPGs for that reason. Now, this is how tabletop RPG addiction comes about. And yes, that is a thing. If you guys know, I gave you an example of somebody who I interviewed. The person was playing 17 games a week. Okay, that is tabletop RPG addiction. That is disturbing, and there is something wrong there. That person is trying to fill a void. Something in their lives is not there, and they're trying to fill it, and they're using tabletop RPGs to do it. And you can do this, as we all know, with just about anything. You can abuse it. Alcohol, sex, gambling, money, drugs, all of this stuff. People are trying to use to fill a void in their lives, and what they find out is that it just never works. And I'm sure that guy didn't start off playing 17 tabletop RPGs. At first it was just one, maybe then it was two. Then it moved on to maybe four, and it just kept increasing because there's this dopamine hit that they're trying to get all the time because they feel something is missing in their life. Now for me, there's only one time where I tried to fill a void in my life. I did it 30 years ago, is when I made Jesus Christ my Lord, my Savior, and King. And ever since, it's been a wrap. And so I don't use tabletop RPGs because they don't work. And everything else on all of that list that I just gave you doesn't work. They don't work. People who refer to tabletop RPGs as a means of escapism, I bet you, I'm hazarding a guess here, no empirical data, but I'm hazarding a guess that a lot of those people are doing it to try to fill some void. Probably don't even know that that is what they're doing. But if you start to drill down, that's why they are playing tabletop RPGs. I don't use it for that. Again, words matter. That is why escapism for me is a horrible word. What am I trying to escape? I'm not trying to escape anything. I am trying to take a vacation, trying to relax. That's why I play tabletop RPGs, and I mentioned that in the first one. But I certainly don't do it to try to fill a void, because that simply will never work. It's an awful way to live, and it just doesn't work. Now, like I said, that is not an exhaustive list. That's just some of the major reasons I don't play tabletop RPGs, because a strong runner-up that really deserves its own video, and probably video series, is I don't play tabletop RPGs to promote identity politics. Yeah, then there's that. So that, like I said, that needs a entirely different video and video series on that, because I'm not about that. I'm here to play a game. You know what I mean? And companies that do that kind of stuff, I don't want to have nothing to do with them. I'm here to play a game. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Bye, Felicia.
So if that's what people want to do, they can do that, but I ain't got to go along with it. All right, if you got any value out of this video today, y'all, can you go ahead and do me a favor? I'm doing it nice and calm now. You know, I used to, do it really exciting, but now it's calm. Just crush the like button. Thank you. Also, if you want to stick around here on the YouTube channel, at least, I come out with videos every Tuesday and Friday, God willing. And if you want to stick around and see what else I got in store, or just, kind of look through my library of 300 plus videos right now, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So let's get to the question of the vid, which would be, which one of these 4 reasons resonate with you the most? Or is there a reason I didn't include that you would like people to know why you don't play tabletop RPGs. Let us know down in the comments below, because I want to get some of that engagement going on the channel. Know what I mean? And that will be it for me. And that means your boy is gonna have to do that snaggle push.
So exit, stage left.
Hey, if you got a game this week, happy gaming. I pray it is an RPG Elite session. So until next time, your boy is gonna say peace, 5,000 leets. You don't know what that is, look it up, because me, I'm outie.